John Jones, Tom Aspinall, right? We want to see them in the octagon one day. And we might have had a little preview about that at the weekend because John Jones was at the Thunder outside. John Jones was at the Arnold Sports Festival in Birmingham, England. I think it was there because I was there a couple of years ago. Tom Aspinall was also there. Of course, as we know, John Jones recovering, going to fight Stipe. Tom's the interim champ. A lot of people want to see them throw down. Tom seized the opportunity, got his YouTube crew around with him, had the microphone on, goes up, breaks the line, walks to the front, and has a little, not a confrontation, but there was a little bit of chest puffing and alpha maleness going on. Let's have a look, Brian.
Hello, just saying hello.
Nice to meet you too.
It's that bit there.
We're going to do this thing.
I would hope so.
I would love to, man.
I would hope so.
Respect, man.
All the best.
Respect.
All the best.
Do a quick picture.
Sure.
Yeah?
Let's get it.
A face-off. No, okay. No.
Number one, the face-off. Tom, I know for a fact Tom doesn't do face-offs. Tom, I've done appearances with Tom, right? And people come up and they say face-off, and Tom says, no, I don't do that. But he wants to get one with Jones because he's smart. I get it. You know what I mean? That'd be a viral shot, them two squaring up, you know. And Jones was just like, nah, forget that. But that's Tom's move. He puts his hand on the shoulder. If you look at the fight with Sergey Pavlovich, Madison Square Garden, before they started, he puts the hand on the shoulder, right? He did it, I think. He's done it in numerous of his fights. He's done it many times. Puts the hand on the shoulder. And it's kind of two things. One, it's being nice and saying, hey, there's no animosity here. This isn't personal. It's just business. But also there's an element of big brothering your opponent saying, don't worry. This will be fine. This is going to be okay. Tom goes up, hand on the shoulder. Jones is like, no, you don't. You ain't pulling that shit with me. And I love it. I can't wait for that fight to go down. Of course, Jones versus Stipe, but what are your thoughts, Harrington?
Dude, Jones, he talked a lot. He talked a lot over the last couple of months about, this Tom Aspinall fight is huge. We can make, big box office with this. And when they're face to face, all he has for him is I hope so. Not like, yeah, I'm excited. Yeah, we're going to do it on this day. Let me get Stipe out of the way in November. Let's plan spring of next year. There wasn't any of that. It was just a very non-committal sizing him up, which I didn't love.
Yeah, that's a fair point. That is a fair point because you would have thought that he would have said, yeah, well, listen, let me take care of Stipe and then don't worry. I'll take care of you with a smile on his face. I mean, it was very cordial and very mature from the pair of them. Even that one little moment. I mean, it wasn't even bad. That's as close to a little bit of, I'm in charge. No, I'm in charge type thing. But you're right. Should he have said that? I don't know. I mean, of course, Tom wants that fight. Tom's a nice guy. He's respectable and, he's not going to cause any drama. In fact, he even said afterwards, he said, I want to fight the guy in an octagon. I'm not trying to fight him at some signing event. That doesn't make any sense. But yeah, that was kind of a curious response. You're right. I agree. He should have said, yeah, don't worry. You're next. Let me take care of Stipe and we'll figure it out. So, or maybe he was just like, I'm not letting you be in the driver's seat. If it happens, it happens, but I'm the champ. You know what I mean?
So you got then 3 instances of him playing it cool, right? Like he's like, yeah, we'll see. Maybe I'll fight you. By the way, get your hand off of me. And no, I'm not taking a fan picture with you squaring up like we're going to make believe fight. That's big brothering right there.
Are you saying that Jones is currently 3-0 against Tom Aspinall?
I'm just saying that's 3 strikes. And it seems like Tom might have been out in that interaction.
Psychological warfare. No, it's 4-0. Tom's going to him, right? Do you know what I mean? Jones didn't go to him. He's minding his own business. Tom comes up. He's like, all right, I'll let him jump the line. All right, you're waiting in line to see me, are you? Okay, come on, get a picture. No, you can't have a face-up. No, get your hand off me. And no, I'm not agreeing to a fight. I'm the boss. I'm in charge. Damn. I wish we didn't speak to Tom last week. I wish it was this week. I would love to hear his take on all of that. But fair play.
A few moments later.
We were talking about Tom Aspinall and John Jones and Brett Okamoto, who I really respect as an MMA journalist, works for ESPN, great guy. He came out and he's done an updated list. I believe I'm corrected this. He's ranked the heavyweight, basically. And he even went as so far, in his words, not mine, to call Jones a paper champion. Harrington, have you got the details there?
Yeah, I can pull up the exact quote here. He said, John Jones, he did it in tiers. So he said the top tier is Tom Aspinall by himself. He said the second, he said the GOAT, but the number 2 heavyweight in the world. He said, I'll use some verbiage here that some might not like, but let's keep it real. Jones is a paper champion of the UFC's heavyweight division. He didn't beat the previous champion, Francis Ngannou, to win the belt. He won a vacant title over Cyril Gane, whose most championship caliber win is arguably over Junior Dos Santos in the final fight of Dos Santos' UFC career.
All right, so that sounds kind of harsh, but I guess he is just outlining some facts, right? Those are facts. He didn't beat Ngannou. He did beat Cyril Gane. Cyril Gane is a formidable fighter, you know. Some might say a little one-dimensional. I'm not saying that, but he's definitely a really high-level striker and probably a bit mediocre with the other stuff, you know. Paper champion seems a bit of a harsh assessment. I understand what he's saying, though, because Tom Aspinall is out there fighting heavyweights his entire career in the UFC. He's just blown through everybody, barring that Curtis, what's his name? Curtis Blades unfortunate scenario where he blew his knee out, you know. Again, this just furthers the commentary and the discussion that these two have to fight at some point, which again is why I find it kind of surprising that Jones just said, yeah, maybe we'll do it one day, maybe we won't.
Well, I mean, you know, it's tough, you know, whenever the word paper champ gets thrown around, it's, you know, it is harsh criticism, but you have to look at the divisions where something like this has happened in the past, right? Like, you know, Johnny Hendricks didn't save the welterweight title. Robbie Lawler did, right? He won the belt. Then he had the war against Rory McDonald. Then, you know, like the Carlos Condit fight, all of that, like legitimized that belt once again after George St. Pierre left. John Jones came in, beat the last guy that Francis Ngannou beat, and then hasn't defended the belt again. I don't know, you know, how you can call that. And I think the bigger like thing that sticks out in my mind, who would you, as a heavyweight, right, your first heavyweight fight, who would you be more nervous fighting? Cyril Gane or Sergey Pavlovich, who Tom Aspinall won the belt off of?
Yeah, but again, and I'm not here to defend Jones, right? I'm not, but let's look at the details. He beat Cyril Gane to become the champ, okay? Because the championship was vacant. Then he was going to fight Stipe Miocic, right? Who was known as the greatest of all time, right? Because he's got the most defenses. And then he gets injured. Mixed martial arts is a bitch of a sport to prepare for. The fight's the easy part, the preparation and the camps are the hard part. I'm not defending Jones. You know, we all know, everyone says I've got a hard on for Tom Aspinall. He's a great guy. He's an incredible fighter. But you gotta call the facts for what they are. Injuries are a part of the sport. And he got injured and he's got to come back. You know what I mean? So I tell you what, Brett Okamoto, he better be ready. You know, when he wants that interview with John Jones, Brett's gonna be in for it. He's gonna have a very, very feisty John Jones to deal with there. But right now, what do you say? Paper champion or not paper champion?
Look, Tom Aspinall is the one who's calling for top-ranked heavyweights who are active and fighting to defend his belt. You know, if you ask me, the real UFC heavyweight championship lives in England.
Oh,
it is insane to call John Jones a paper champion, considering the lineage of John Jones at this point. He's been a champion since he's been like 22 years old. You just can't say he's not legitimately the champ. Like, no. He's the greatest in the world. He could wear any belt and be the champion, and legitimately.
Yeah, okay, yeah. No, it's an interesting take. Harrington, you were going to jump in?
Then why don't we have a date for Tom Aspinall? Why don't we have a confirmed, because I'm sticking around?
We haven't even bloody got a date for Stipe yet. He's still recovering. I'm not defending Jones and I'm not being a company man. I'm just calling out the facts. He got injured training for a fight and now he's coming back. You know what I mean? He's not even in camp yet, let alone have a date. He's still not 100% healed. When he gets through Stipe, because they always say, you know, you can't look past this opponent. You don't have multiple fights lined up. When has that ever happened in the history of the UFC or in the history of high-level combat sports? That doesn't happen. You know what I mean? So I understand your point and the reason for asking the question, but the answer to it is very simple.
Yeah, but there's no, like, you know, like Conor McGregor already came out and said he wants to fight in June and then again in September. Like, guys talk about that all the time. I'm not hearing that from Jones. I'm not hearing,
Yeah.
I want to fight Stipe in the fall, and then I'll fight you at International Fight
I
Week
feel like
next year.
Jones is a little bit more tactical and based in reality when he's talking about the future, whereas people like Conor are shooting for the best case scenario of their career, right? Like, he didn't know he was going to go be the double champ, but he called for it and he got it. And that shit happens. But it could have just as easily not happened.
I mean, Connor's. All right, that's a nice segue to Connor now and get off Jones because we've kind of said our pieces on that.